Hello dear students, in this video we will learn a new topic from functional grammar. The topic we are going to see is for revision, but though it is for revision, we will see the topic in detail so that you will understand it and remember it for longer time. In your exam, you will be able to transform sentences related to this topic. So the topic is as soon as versus no sooner than. Look at the following sentences. As soon as the sun sets, stars begin to appear. Another sentence. No sooner does the sun set than stars begin to appear. First sentence begins with as soon as, and the second sentence begins with no sooner. In the first sentence, two clauses are separated by comma. In the second sentence, the comma is replaced by than. After no sooner, the auxiliary verb does is used, and so sets of the main verb becomes set. So if the main verb has s or es, does is taken and the main verbs becomes bare, that is without s or es. So the rule is, when the main verb is in the present tense, that is with s or es, the auxiliary verb does is used and s or es of the main verb is removed. Now look at another sentences. As soon as the man saw the policeman, he ran away. No sooner did the man see the policeman than he ran away. The first sentence begins with as soon as. The second sentence begins with no sooner. In the first sentence, there is a comma to join two clauses, and in the second sentence, this comma is replaced by than. After no sooner, the auxiliary verb did is used, because the main verb in the first sentence is in past tense, and when did is used, the past tense of the main verb becomes present tense. So past tense saw, did becomes see. This means when we use did, the past tense of the main verb becomes present tense. So the rule is, when the main verb is in the past tense, the auxiliary verb did is used and the main verb is changed into present tense. Now look at another sentences. As soon as I get up in the morning, I pray for the new day. No sooner do I get up in the morning than I pray for the new day. The first sentence begins with as soon as. The second sentence begins with no sooner. Again there is a comma to join or to separate two clauses. Second sentence, comma is replaced by then. In the second sentence, after no sooner, the auxiliary verb do is used because main verb of the first sentence, get up, is in present tense without s or es, and so when do is used, the main verb has no any change. So get up plus do remains get up. This means when the main verb is in present tense without s or es, the auxiliary verb do is used and the main verb remains unchanged. So the rule is, when the main verb is in the present tense without s or es, the auxiliary verb do is used and the form of the main verb remains the same. When main verb is with s or es, the auxiliary verb does is used, and when does is used, main verb becomes bare, that is s or es is removed. When main verb is in present tense with no s or es, the auxiliary verb do is used and main verb remains the same, that is without s or es. When the main verb is in past tense, the auxiliary verb did is used and the main verb is changed into present tense. Study these three rules of using does, do and did. Now look at the following sentence. As soon as plus subject plus main verb, rest of the clause, comma and main clause. No sooner plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus rest of the clause plus than plus main clause. As soon as, no sooner, comma, than. Then auxiliary verb do, does or did. When the main verb is without s or es, do is used. When the main verb is with s or es, does is used. And when the main verb is in the past tense, did is used. Look at the following sentences. As soon as the result was declared, the students cheered loudly. No sooner was the result declared than the students cheered loudly. The first sentence begins with as soon as, and the second sentence begins with no sooner. Again, first sentence has a comma to join two clauses, and the comma is replaced by than in the second sentence. Second sentence has was as an auxiliary verb because this was is given in the earlier sentence. So the main verb declared has the same form. This means if there are two verbs, that is one auxiliary verb and other main verb given in the sentence of as soon as, in the sentence of no sooner, the same auxiliary verb is used after no sooner. So no sooner was the result declared. So main verb doesn't change if we do not take do, does, did. And the rule is, if the auxiliary verb is already given in the sentence of as soon as, the same is used after no sooner. So here was is given, so we have used was here. So do not use do, does or did because main verb remains unchanged and was is given because auxiliary verb is already given. Do not use do, does, did because auxiliary verb is already given here and the same auxiliary verb is used in the sentence of no sooner. Use no sooner than in the following sentences. As soon as I saw my friend, I cried with joy. When the rain starts, farmers become happy. As soon as the message was sent, there was tremendous fear among the people. As soon as you dial number 100, the policeman will answer you. Now look at the first sentence. As soon as I saw my friend, I cried with joy. As the main verb is in the past tense, so we have to use did as an auxiliary verb. And the answer will be, no sooner did I see my friend than I cried with joy. So here did is used and this saw becomes see. Now this sentence. When the rain starts, farmers become happy. Here the main verb is in present tense with s as a suffix. So we have to use does in the sentence of no sooner. So the answer is, no sooner does the rain start than farmers become happy. Here the main verb has s, so we use does, and as we use does, the main verb starts loses s, so starts becomes start. Now look at this sentence. As soon as the message was sent, there was tremendous fear among people. Here in the given sentence, there are two verbs. Was is an auxiliary and sent is a main verb. So there is no need of using do, does or did. So the answer will be, no sooner was the message sent than there was tremendous fear among the people. So was is an auxiliary verb already given in the sentence. The same verb was is used after no sooner. And sent, main verb sent, remains unchanged. Look at this sentence. As soon as you dial number 100, the policeman will answer you. The main verb is dial, which is in present tense without s or es. So we will have to use the modal auxiliary do. An answer of this sentence is, no sooner do you dial number 100 than the policeman will answer you. Here we have used do as an auxiliary verb and the main verb dial remains unchanged. Use as soon as in the following sentences. No sooner do I notice the mistake than I get it corrected. No sooner does she enter the class than her friends welcome her. No sooner did she get out of the house than the rain started. No sooner is she punished by the teacher than she quits the class. Now look at the first sentence. No sooner do I notice the mistake than I get it corrected. We have to use as soon as in this sentence. So no sooner will be replaced by as soon as. Do will be removed and this than also will be removed and comma will be used here. So the answer is, as soon as I notice the mistake, comma, I get it corrected. So we have used do, so there is no change in the main verb. Now look at this sentence. No sooner does she enter the class than her friends welcome her. Here the auxiliary verb does is used. So when we remove does, this main verb will take s and the comma will be replaced by than. Here than will be replaced by comma. So the answer is, as soon as she enters the class, her friends welcome her. Here we have removed does and so the verb enter becomes enters, because when does is removed, s or is given to the main verb. Then as there was a comma, there was than in the given sentence of no sooner, so than is removed and comma is given here. Now look at this sentence. No sooner did she get out of the house than the rain started. As there is auxiliary verb did, this means the verb is what should be in the past tense. If we remove this did, this get will become got and than will be removed and comma will be given here. So the answer is, as soon as she got out of the house, the rain started. Now last sentence. No sooner is she punished by the teacher than she quits the class. Here auxiliary verb is used. There is no do, does, did. So we cannot remove this when we convert the sentence into as soon as. We have to keep is as it is. So the answer will be, as soon as she is punished by the teacher, she quits the class. Only change we have done is, this is taken after the subject. So as soon as plus subject plus auxiliary verb plus main verb, remaining of the sentence, comma and second clause, that is main clause. I hope all of you understood the topic. If you have not understood well, watch this video again. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Let's wait for the next video